DTOA Visual Identity, Symbolism, Heritage, and Liberation. The visual identity of DTOA, Descendants of the Taken Ones, serves as a powerful expression of ancestral reclamation, liberation, cultural pride, and resilience. Anchored by the name Alkebulan and presented through a distinctive Pan-African palette of red, black, green, and gold, the branding communicates a direct connection between historical displacement and present-day empowerment. At the center of the identity are clenched fists breaking heavy chains, an unmistakable representation of resistance, freedom, and the active rejection of bondage. Together, the name, colors, typography, and imagery establish DTOA as more than a brand. They create a visual declaration of identity, remembrance, and collective advancement. Organizational identity and nomenclature. The organization's name establishes its historical and cultural purpose through three interconnected elements. Acronym DTOA. The acronym provides a strong, recognizable identity that can be used consistently across digital media, publications, merchandise, educational materials, and community initiatives. Full title: Descendants of the Taken Ones. The phrase Descendants of the Taken Ones recognizes people whose ancestors were forcibly removed from their homelands through enslavement, displacement, and the transatlantic slave trade. The wording emphasizes the humanity of those who were taken while affirming the survival and continuing legacy of their descendants. Rather than defining the community solely through enslavement, the name draws attention to ancestry, endurance, and the generations that emerged despite systems designed to erase their identity. Geographic and cultural anchor, Alkebulan. The inclusion of Alkebulan serves as a cultural and ancestral reference to Africa. Within the DTOA identity, it symbolizes the homeland, heritage, and civilizations from which the taken ones originated. Its placement beneath the organization's name reinforces the message that the history of African-descended people did not begin with enslavement. Their ancestry extends to established cultures, nations, knowledge systems, and civilizations that existed long before forced displacement. Visual symbolism and iconography. The DTOA logo combines bold typography with imagery that conveys resistance, unity, liberation, and transformation. The central symbol of liberation. The letter O serves as the visual center of the DTOA acronym and contains the logo's most significant imagery. Clenched fists. Two raised, clenched fists represent strength, resistance, solidarity, and reclaimed agency. Their placement within the logo communicates collective determination rather than individual struggle. The image suggests that liberation is achieved through unity, courage, and shared purpose. Broken chains. The chains are shown breaking apart rather than remaining closed or intact. This distinction is essential. The image does not portray bondage as permanent. It captures the moment in which bondage is actively challenged and destroyed. The broken chains symbolize liberation from physical enslavement, as well as the continuing struggle against cultural erasure, economic exclusion, racial oppression, and inherited systems of inequality. Radiating light and energy. The gold, sun-like energy behind the fists and broken chains suggests awakening, transformation, enlightenment, and renewed power. Liberation is therefore presented not only as escape from oppression, but also as the beginning of restoration, knowledge, and possibility. Color palette and symbolic meaning. The DTOA identity uses red, black, green, and gold, colors that carry strong cultural, historical, and political associations throughout the African diaspora. Color use in the branding. Symbolic meaning. Red, featured in the letter forms, outlines, and accent elements, represents sacrifice, struggle, courage, and the bloodshed in the pursuit of freedom. Black, used prominently in the T, the fists, and supporting elements, represents African people, identity, strength, and collective dignity. Green, appears in the O, lettering, and surrounding accents, represents the African homeland, the earth, growth, renewal, and natural abundance. Gold/yellow, used in the A, the center of the O, and the word Alkebulan, represents prosperity, knowledge, excellence, cultural wealth, and a hopeful future. The palette gives the logo immediate visual impact while reinforcing the organization's connection to Pan-African identity and the broader history of people of African descent. Typography and visual strength. The logo's bold, heavy lettering communicates stability, permanence, and authority. The letters are not fragile or understated, they occupy space confidently. This typographic weight supports the broader DTOA message that the descendants of the taken ones are not invisible, forgotten, or disconnected from history. They remain present, organized, and determined to define their own identity.